I want to welcome you all, and I want to thank Vipul for inviting me to do a webinar on Facebook Live. Thanks a lot, Vipul, for giving me this platform. Now I'll not waste time introducing myself. I'll just tell my name. My name is Aradhana Sharma, and I've been working in the field of nutrition for last more than 21 years. Rest was there in my intro, so you can go through that. I'm just not repeating all that, so you all don't get bored at the beginning itself. Today we are here to talk about quarantine and how do the sports person, and I would also cover the parts of in my talks about for the people who are non-athletes also, because many of the things apply to sports person and a non-athletic person too. So those are the general guidelines that are going to be applied to anyone in our population. So, and another thing that you have been or you must have been attending lots of sessions online or reading a lot, media, WhatsApp, Facebook, lots of information is being passed around. So I want to start with a request that please do not start following anything and everything that comes your way. We have lots of so-called health gurus also, who once they find a chance, they start talking about anything and everything under the sun. So please make sure that you follow the guidelines from an authentic source. The best source is you go to World Health Organization's website or the UNICEF website. They have even not only to protect yourself, they even have information on nutritional guidelines. So I suggest to find the genuine information, either trust anything that's coming from Government of India, Indian Council of Medical Research, that is ICMR, or World Health Organization website or UNICEF website. Please try to listen to people who have genuine and authentic knowledge on the subject, on respect, not only nutrition, but on any respective subject out there. Now, we all are actually kind of stressed with this lockdown. Some are finding time to spend with family, but some are getting too much of the families too. So in that case, first thing I want to request you all that stress is going to affect your eating habits. That's a proven fact. If you are stressful, your eating habits will be affected in one or the other way. You can either start eating out of stress too much, or your eating habits will kind of further go down, that you don't feel hungry only. So I would request that you just try to cope up with the stress. Don't use food as comfort. Even if it's required, I'll suggest that you go for counseling. It's like, even if you want to counsel a nutritionist personally or a psychological counselor, please do that. I have had clients whom I had ended up suggesting to go to a psychological counselor because they were not able to cope up with the stress. And this is, again, I'm talking about the sports fraternity also, because athletes were working out 5, 6, 7 hours a day, and suddenly there's nothing. Of course, the coaches and the other supporting staff, they came up with the new plans to keep them busy and at least maintain the basic fitness. But that also goes to about 2.5, at the most 3 hours. So let me again go to the point that stress is not only going to affect your eating habits, it's also going to affect how your body is going to utilize the nutrients. Stress is going to affect your sleep cycle. That is, anyways, when you have not much to do, your sleep cycle is affected. But your nutrition and how your body is going to utilize all those nutrients is going to be affected with all the stress that is building up in you. Next point that I want to tell very clear, and I may sound blunt, that food alone will not protect. So whatever you are listening, that, I mean, of course, you must have heard hundreds in talks or read about it, that immunity booster. Even I have told to my clients, I have prepared documents for them to follow immunity boosters. But food alone is not going to help. You have to find other measures also. Physical activity is one of that. Proper rest is another thing. And it comes to that too much of anything is not good. So again, I tell too much of sleep is also not good, and too much of vitamins and minerals are also not good. There are, I mean, just the other day I was reading something online where somebody had just written a blog, and it was advertised. I mean, it was getting circulated around, and the person had told, take as much vitamin A as you can take as much vitamin D as you can take. So please be careful. You don't want to go and collect extra vitamins in your body. Vitamin A, D, E, and K are fat soluble vitamins, and they are going to stay in your body for a longer time. Too much of few vitamins can be toxic. So please understand, you whatever you were eating. See, I am here to give you the practical talk. I'm not talking in very much scientific terms that this is going to go to the aerobic pathway, this is going to be electric and lactic, because that is just, I am trying to impose my knowledge, my gyan to you. What I want to talk is a layman's term, in a layman's language, what is practical in today's time. Because no matter how many books I read, I cannot implement all knowledge here. First of all, non-availability of many of the food items. So if I want to tell you to prepare a completely nutritious, healthy dish, it may not be possible because the ingredients are not available. So I would just tell you few points to remember. One thing is, too much of multivitamin is not going to protect you. You just need the adequate amount. You can up it a little bit. So when we talk about, say, simply vitamin C, so if you were taking about 2 or 3 fruit serving, make couple of those fruits as a citrus fruits. Again, not only fruits, but there are few vegetables which are good source of vitamin C. So you don't have to go out and look around for only oranges. Even watermelon has vitamin C. Green chilies are excellent source of vitamin C. Raw mango, delicious raw mangoes are available out there. Those are good source of vitamin C. Even the ripened mango, the yellow mango are available there. They are good source of vitamin C and vitamin A, and of course other vitamins too. So it's not only orange and lemon. That can be boring too. So whatever fresh fruits and vegetables you can get your hands on, please just increase a little bit. So 1 serving of that, if you increase, that is going to help you get extra vitamins in your diet. One request, please do not give up eating on your fresh fruits and vegetables. That is even more important, and at this time when you really need to work on your immunity. And all the fresh fruits and vegetables bring their goodness in it. So there are lots of vitamins and minerals, and of course some are even very good source of for hydration. Say cucumber and watermelon, they are very good source that hydrate you. They bring extra water but very little calorie. So they help you to lose weight also. If you are eating cucumbers as your snacks, yes, that is going to help you to lose weight, because that is too much of water in cucumber. Your body actually is using some energy to digest the cucumber. You're getting water and some fresh vitamins in there. So please try those as snacks. So first thing is, do not overdo anything. Just by reading something, do not, if it sounds too good to be true, you need to think twice before you start following that. Second point is, your immunity, again, as I said, food alone will not help. So you need to have enough adequate sleep in order to get a proper immunity. Lack of sleep for a longer period of time or irregular sleep pattern is going to affect your immunity. That is proven scientifically. So please make sure that you follow some kind of routine. I understand that before the lockdown, people were getting up at 5 for their training or 6, and now suddenly they are waking up at 9, 10. So please try that there is not more than 1.5 or 2 hours deviation in your sleep time. So if you're sleeping late, then you will wake up late. But please don't make it like 4 hours sleep during the day, and in the night you are busy watching Netflix series or playing on your computers or on your phones. Please don't do that. Discipline is the most important thing. And believe me, no matter what talk anybody gives you, what kind of experience I share with you, no matter how many experts you have that you can reach out to, at the end, it's on you. You need to be determined to follow according to the surroundings. If the conditions are tough, we need to be tougher. You need to follow it accordingly. Another thing, this is just, I mean, what I got as a forward other day, that start taking 2 teaspoons of ghee with milk, and it is going to protect you against corona. So I'm sorry to say that it is not going to protect you. Ghee is just adding more fat to your diet, and that is going to be stored in your body unless you go out and burn that. So please don't start doing, of course, I am okay with ghee if you're eating ghee, but in moderation. Everything should be in moderation. Try to read about it, try to reach out to people who would know better before you start blindly following something that comes from some kind of health gurus out there. Now, one very important thing that I haven't seen many talking about, but I got few questions for my other webinar is, yes, I'm talking you all to have extra fruits and vegetables and fresh fruits and vegetables, but you're scared of like, how do I sanitize those or how do I store those fruits and vegetables? So the easiest way, and again, I'm talking with the reference, you can go online and check. This is US Department of Agriculture supports this. CDC, Center for Disease Control, they support this. So when you have to sanitize your vegetable, best way is to wash it with the cold water for 30 seconds. If you want to go a step up, if you're not satisfied with that, and of course, after washing, you leave it to dry or dry it with a clean paper or cloth, and then only you store it in the fridge. If you want to go one step up, you can use baking soda, soak your vegetables and fruits for about 10 to 15 minutes, take it out, and then rub it, clean it properly, give it another wash, and then store it away, only after it dries properly. Another way to sanitize your vegetables and fruits is you soak them in a salt and vinegar water. So take a big utensil, put water in it, add salt and vinegar, and soak your vegetables 5 to 10 minutes, and then just rub it and clean it properly, and then store it away. So these are few practical things. See, if I'm asking you to consume those, it's my job to tell you how to make sure that your fruits and vegetables are okay to eat there. So these are the 3 ways you can actually, and of course you have to wash your hands before you handle your fruits and vegetables. Few simple guidelines there. Of course, more colorful you eat, better antioxidant content your diet is going to have. Now, when I talk about colorful, again, in today's time, we are not able to get so much of colorful vegetables and fruits because there is limited supply. Simplest thing, there are vegetables that you can keep for a longer time, and that has color. One is carrot, second is beetroot, onion, potato, radish. There are 5 colors already I've counted. So when I talk colors, it doesn't have to be broccoli and all those exotic vegetables which we don't have access to. When I talk about colors, you just use the common sense, see the colors around you and include that. And of course, in terms of fruits, lots of fruits are available. You can use watermelon, mangoes are there, orange are there, grapes are there, all different colors. So please start using those all in your diet. Then to add protein, many people are trying to give up on their non-veg. So I request, please don't do that. Till now, there is no case that corona spread is human to human right now. So animals are not spreading corona to humans. So please don't give up on your eggs, chicken and meat, especially the athletes. My reason for requesting that is, say you can give up on your non-veg items, and if you're not counting your vegetarian items into, like, if you're not taking enough amount of protein through your vegetarian sources, then what is going to happen by the time, say, just take an example, see, lockdown is lifted and the day after tomorrow you have to go for training, but your muscles are not ready for that because you have cut down so much from your diet. So that's why I request that please don't cut down so much that your muscles will give up, because you need to maintain muscle mass during this tough time. Whether you train or not, you're doing minimum training, maintaining the muscle mass is really, really, really important. So please make sure you don't give up on your non-veg, but handle it really well, very hygienically, and it should be cooked well. If it is half cooked, not properly cooked, then not coronavirus, but you can catch other kind of infections because the temperatures are growing and bacteria can develop on your food very fast if left outside. So eat well cooked meal. And again, I say that nothing is, I mean, till now, it is only human to human. COVID is not, it's the corona is not getting spread by any animal to human. So please go on, keep eating your non-veg. Now we come to vegetarians. We don't have availability of paneer and tofu out there. I mean, not easily. In that case, the best thing which is non-perishable is soya chunks or Nutrilla. I hope you all know about that. If somebody doesn't know about Nutrilla, please write in the comment and I'll get back to you later. So Nutrilla or soya chunk is one easiest available and it can last long because it's a dry product. You can keep it in your home for months and months. So start using that as a protein source because it is very low in fat. So when I talk about vegetarian source, there is one paneer and there is a Nutrilla, soya chunk. Paneer has really high amount of fat, and at this time you don't want to add fat to your diet. No, because you need to maintain your weight. You need to maintain your body composition. That is, you need to maintain how much fat your body has, how much lean mass your body has. So these things you need to maintain. So please don't eat anything that has too much of fat. So for that reason, I tell people to switch to soya products to cut down the fat part from paneer. If you are regularly drinking milk, give it a thought to switch to a low fat version of milk. So usually if you're taking the packet milk, then different fat percentage are denoted by different color of the packs. So you can ask your vendor because milk supply, I'm pretty sure, is continued everywhere. So there is no one who is not yet able to get the milk. So please try to switch towards the low fat variety of the milk. Now, dry fruits. Please continue eating those. Those dry fruits have fat, but it has good fat plus also good amount of protein. Now, when I say continue eating that, it does not mean if you are eating 10 almonds earlier, now you go on eating 20. You are going to add more fat to your diet. Though you are adding protein, but again, coming back to fat, in these times, only thing you need to control in your diet is fat. Because you want to go back to your training well conditioned. If you are too much overweight, you first need to go and reduce your weight before training, and then only you can start training completely. I want you all, at least all the athletes, please maintain your proper body composition. I know all of you are working at least 1.5, 2. I mean, I know at least about 11, 12 sports that I'm working with right now. So all the sports people, they are having at least about 2 hours to 3 hours of training every day. So make sure you continue that. And along with that, now when we come to diet for what changes we need to make in diet. So I suggest keep your diet as it was. The component of your diet should be the same. Only thing is quantities need to be changed. So I'm going to give you an example. See, before the lockdown, our training was right up here. Now, after the lockdown started, so the training came down here, but my diet is still here. So my training was here, my diet was here. My training came down, but my diet is there only. So all you need to do, whenever you cut down your training, cut down your diet too. In that case, you are just doing the control of the portion size, what amount you're eating. Just to give you a very simple, easy example, because I see lots of people who have joined. Many of those are not into active sports or competitive sports. So for sports people and non-sports people, it goes with both. So I'll just show you a small example. This is our, everyone can see that? Give me thumbs up. This is our regular Indian teacup. All right. With time, we started drinking our tea in a little bigger cup, that is kind of coffee mugs. Now when we get bored a lot or when we are addicted to coffee, we go to this one. I have seen my athletes drinking coffee out of this mug. This is a milk mug. So just to tell you that when my training has come down, my diet need to come down from here to here. All right. So this is what we call as portion control in your diet. And I picked up these mugs and cups just to make it easier for you to follow what I mean, because this mug, the larger one, contains 3 times the amount of this one. So if you're drinking tea, it's perfectly all right. Perfectly all right if you're drinking tea, but don't drink from this one. All right. Gradually reduce it to half a cup. I want you to come down here. This is 120 ml. Sometimes some cups actually measure around 150. Now this one is 240 ml. I have measured all my utensils in my kitchen. This is 250. Now this is 350 ml. So I want you to come from 350 ml to 250 ml. That does all the trick. So what do you need to do? Again, coming back to, you don't need to cut down a component from your diet. What you need to cut down is the size of your meal. All right. So if you were training for 4 hours, 5 hours, and you were drinking and you were eating about 5 cups of rice every day, now those rice should come down to 3 cups. But caution, just don't start tomorrow onwards 3 cups, because your body will not agree to it. So we go gradually to cut down the food. So if you were taking about 5 cup rice every day, to reach to that 3 cups, you need to take about 3 to 5 days. So gradually reduce. It's not like today I eat 5, tomorrow I eat 3. No, my body will not agree to that, because he is used to getting all that kind of bulk of food. All right. And again, let me again emphasize on sleep is really, really important. No matter what you hear about diet and everything, we need to take care of our stress. We need to take care of our sleep. These 2 things are really important. Now, I'll just give you a small example. Again, very practical one, that how do you go from high calorie food to low calorie. So I've been telling my clients, yes, you can enjoy your sandwiches, you can enjoy your burgers, but there is a catch to it. Now, instead of, so many of them like, see, if I talk about a simple veggie burger, many of them like to have those potato patties and, all that stuff. I told them either use soybean or use chickpeas or your, what do we call, kabuli chana. Boil that, convert it into a patty, put it in your burger or your multigrain bread, and then enjoy that. Just stay away from mayonnaise. Adding mayonnaise is going to add a lot of fat in that. So you need to make sure that your portion is controlled. The component of your diet stays same. You need to take all the food groups. You need to take your cereals and grains. You need to take your pulses, dairy product, fat in moderation. Now, the most important thing is hydration, the water intake, the fluids that you take, you drink every day. That cannot be compromised, because your muscles also get weak, because water, most of it is stored in muscles. So when you are dehydrated, there are lots of side effects of dehydration. You get headache, you get tired faster, and you're not able to perform to optimum, or whichever training you're following, you won't be able to continue that training to that level. So please make sure you're hydrated well. Little bit cut down in water is okay, because you're not sweating as much as you were sweating during your regular training, but there has to be enough amount of water, because we are sweating more because of high temperature. So say if you were drinking about 4 liters of water when you were training regularly, and now you're drinking 2. So that's not done. Just 50% down is not a good idea. What you can do is, if a half a liter water is down, it's okay, because your training is less. But it is not okay to just cut down 50. And water is just out of laziness. Like, there's no bottle available nearby. Who wants to go to the kitchen and get the bottle and all that? So please don't do that. After all, again, no matter who talks to you, where you get your knowledge from, if you are not strong-willed, if you are not determined that I have to do it, nobody can make you do that. So that is one very important thing. We are all here to support you. Any kind of information you need, we are all there to support, but you need to make sure that you are determined enough to follow that. Another thing here is, when I'm asking you to follow certain things, it is not to show me or to show the world, unless you are into making videos and posting it around, but it is for yourself. If you are into sports, you need to get back to training. It's so much uncertainty out there. We don't know when the competitions are going to happen, but it's your duty at this time to keep yourself fit and in the best shape. And of course, training is one part, but to fuel that training, the petrol for that training is going to come from a balanced diet, a regular, nice, nutritious, balanced diet. So you have to show it to yourself. You're not supposed to show it to me or whoever is hosting the webinars for you, or whoever expert you're talking to, or your coaches or anybody. Please tell yourself, whatever I'm going to do for myself. I'm not going to do it for anyone else. And then only you get going, because by pushing, nobody can make you work. So it has to come from within. And last thing, not the least, but I just want to tell you that in case it is getting too stressful, please seek some help. I have seen teenagers going through a tough time. Teenagers who were training 6-7 hours a day, now totally locked down. Those who were staying in hostel, now at home, they kind of lost the touch with, all that kind of stuff. I have seen them getting depressed. So if that is the case, please get help. Seek a counselor, because again, diet is really wonderful component out there. But if you're too stressful, it is going to affect your dietary habit. And there's no problem. There are good counselors there who can actually help you to cope up with this situation. Now, I think I have done enough of talking. I'll take few of the questions here. I'll just scroll back. You can keep writing questions. I'll pick from those. So there is a question. I love tea. I can take it anytime, anywhere, day and night. So I hope now at least you're going to cut down the portion there. And of course, don't try to take your tea and coffee just before bedtime, because it's a stimulant. So it affects with your sleep cycle too. So Tejaswini is asking, mango is a good source of vitamin C, but it said that gain weight too. So Tejaswini, again, you need to just control the portion. When I say you can eat mangoes, of course, mango has excellent source of vitamin A also. So we would suggest you to eat mangoes. And of course, this is the time we need to eat mangoes. So by all means, eat your favorite food, but control the quantity. Now, what happens when we start having mango shakes? We'll add mangoes, we'll add milk, and we'll add sugar. First thing is, try to take mango as a fruit, not as a shake or amrus, what we call it, and portion control. So if it's a big mango, only half mango will be one portion. So when we talk about serving size, the whole mango is not one serving size. Half a mango will be one serving size. The same goes with many other fruits also. See, if we talk about papaya, I'll tell papaya is a very good source of so many vitamins and all. But then you can't end up eating half a papaya because it's high in sugar too. So the same thing with mango. Yes, it is very high in sugar and carbohydrate. So it will make you gain weight. What happens? Too much of protein and carbohydrate. That's definitely going to get converted to fat if your body is not using it. So if you're not working out too much, that extra carbohydrate is not getting utilized, and it is going to be stored as fat in your body. So please enjoy your mango, but in limited quantity. So there is a question from Rahul that not much physical training is going on. Should we reduce the diet or increase it or keep the same? So by all means, please don't increase it. And now I know Ishan is a young boy. So for him, we need to be very careful, because of course his training is down, but his growth is not stopped. He is growing. So for that matter, it's especially if there are other parents of younger kids, you need to make sure you do not cut down too much from their diet. So keep the healthy carbohydrate going in the diet. So again, say fruits, multigrain cereals, dalia, oats, stuff like that. So carbohydrate can go in their body, but then again cut down on all the saturated fat, or if any kind of supplements they were taking, say protein and that stuff, if they were taking any kind of supplements, please cut down on that, because that protein also, if not getting utilized, will get converted to fat. Dhruv is asking which other foods need to be cut down to control fat intake. So Dhruv, as I said, in each meal you need to just control the portion size, because carbohydrate and protein also is like too much of anything is not good for your body. So first thing, when you need to cut down fat from your body, first thing to cut down is fat itself. So no fried food and butter and creamy stuff. And these days, people are trying their hands on cooking and baking. I see lots of postings around different kind of cakes and some chaat kind of stuff and all those sort of thing. So please go easy on that. Baking is okay, but bake a small amount and share with others. So you don't have to bake a whole big cake that you finish in 2 days. Please don't do that. And again, there are good varieties. If you really are into baking, go online and check. There are semolina cakes, that is rava cake, which will be better than maida cake. There are atta cake, that is wheat flour cake, or multigrain cake. Try that. Coming back to your question, you need to control the fat intake. We see one is you switch to low fat milk. Second is avoid anything that is visibly fat. Visible fat means all your ghee, oil, your butter and stuff like that, and the cream. So these are all visible fat. So you need to directly cut down. More you eat, fatter you get. It's simple like that. Because even if you're taking low fat milk, there is enough fat in it to support your body's requirement. So please switch to low fat milk. Make sure you are not adding too much milk to your teas and coffee, because that unnecessarily add extra fat to your diet. Now, Bhuvneshwari is asking what fats are okay to be included. Give us food sources as example. So Bhuvneshwari, there are many good sources of fat. One of them is dry fruits. But of course, we cannot eat too much of dry fruit in our daily diet. There are few other, like avocado is a good source, but in this time you may not get avocado available everywhere. So the best choice right now is the vegetable oil that you are using for your cooking, because that is unsaturated fat. Even the fat that you get with milk is a saturated fat. So because that is an animal fat. So anything that comes from animal source is not as good as anything coming from vegetable source. So say sesame seeds is a good source. Flaxseed is a good source. Your dry fruits are good source of fat. And if not, then your vegetable oils are good source of fat for your diet. Only thing is use that with caution, because that is all added fat to your diet. Aditya is asking how much protein should one consume for muscle gain. So Aditya, that actually depends. It varies person to person, because we need to know how much percentage of muscle or lean mass you have in your body, and how much is the percentage of fat. What is your target? How much kilograms of muscle you want to gain? But say I can, and then sport wise also it differs. So talk about a track and field athlete versus a power sport. So the requirement or my prescription for both of them will be different. So depends on your sport. But if I talk about layman, so general guidelines is 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kg body weight for people who are not working out too much. For people who start working out with the basic training, for them it goes up 1.2 to 1.4 gram of protein per kg body weight. So you need to decide if you want to gain further, like if you are into a competitive sport, then it can go up to 1.6 to 1.8. Please remember 2 grams protein per kg body weight is the maximum. You will see articles out there 2.2 gram, 2.5, but that is you're overloading your body. So please stick to, if you are into competitive sports and power sports, your powerlifting and all that, you can go up to 2 grams per kg body weight to gain those muscles. Beyond that, research have proven that it is not beneficial for your performance or a lots of muscle gain. Now, muscle gain only doesn't come with diet. Only with protein you won't get muscle gain. You need to do proper muscle specific exercises also for that. So you need to go to the gym, you need to do your exercises, or even the body weight exercises you can do. There are excellent sources available online to go for body weight exercises. So in this tough time, you can go for that. All right. Harish is asking, in this lockdown, I'm planning to lose weight. What can I do with my diet? So, Harish, with the diet, I already explained that you need to control the amount that you are taking, the quantity of food in one meal. But please keep eating frequently because you need to keep your metabolism up. And now, these days, what is happening? Other day, one client of mine asked that, can I go for intermittent fasting? And I was like, no, please don't do that right now, because um, right after the lockdown is lifted, you need to go back to training. So that's not the right way to lose weight for an athlete, as of now at least. So you need to just control the amount of food you're taking in, amount of serving of food in your each meal. Cut down on that. Snack on a very low calorie food. Now what that can be? That can be watery fruits like watermelon, cantaloupe, stuff like that, or it can be cucumber and leafy vegetables which have very high water content and very little calories in it. So those things you can snack on. If that's not possible, you can try your hands on fresh fruit juice. Don't add any honey or sugar to it. Otherwise, there are these roasted chana available, which has protein and carbohydrate both. It is much better than having lots of peanut, because of course have protein, but peanuts also have lots of fat. Versus the roasted chana that doesn't has much fat in it. There's a question: how often can we include tofu, red beans, black soybean in our diet? If you're vegetarian, then alternate with, so one day you take red beans, other day you take soybean, one day you take tofu, one day you take Nutrilla, stuff like that. You need to have it every single day, your lentils and pulses, if you are vegetarian. If you're non-vegetarian, and if you're getting enough amount of protein via your non-veg diet, chicken and all that, then you at least a week I'll recommend that you take your pulses and lentils. All right. 5 to 10-year-old kids who are into sports training. Ideal diet for 5 to 10 years old kids. This is an interesting question. And I will take only one more question after this. Don't want to run over time. So this is ideal diet for 5 to 10-year-old kids who are into sport. So here, age ranges, see, these days the pubertal age has come down. So if it's a female, you need to start taking care of her puberty once she reaches puberty. Many girls are hitting puberty at the age of 10. I've even seen a couple of girls hitting puberty at the age of 9. So I'm not sure if your kid is a male or female, but anyways, it depends about their sports training, if they're training twice or thrice a week. So ideal diet is, and of course, if they are going to school right now, of course, they are not going to school. So I can prescribe it as of now. So first thing is, when they get up, within half an hour, they need to drink a mug of milk. That will be about, if it's a 5-year-old, then 250 ml milk. If it's a 10-year-old, because that's a 5 years gap and they are growing. So in that case, a 10-year-old can take 300 to 350 ml milk, but a 5-year-old will need only 250 ml in the morning. So the ideal breakfast for them can be milk along with fruits, some kind of cereals. Now that can be either multigrain bread, it can be a chapati, a paratha, it can be anything made with rava, it can be oats. So these are the grains product they can have. So this will make a complete breakfast for them. Again, repeating, dairy product, that is milk or curd, anything they can take. Then grains and cereals. After that, fruits. And if you want to add, you can add some dry fruits as well. Coming to lunch. Now, if there is a longer time between the breakfast and lunch, then you need to put in a snack, and that the ideal is fruit, whichever fruit your child likes. Of course, if your child is overweight, then you need to cut down on sugary fruits. But if that is not the case, your child is at a growth phase, so please provide them all the fruits that they can enjoy. So between their lunch and their breakfast, add a fruit there. Lunchtime, again, a katori of curd should be there, or a small bowl of curd. lentils, chapati, rice, and vegetables, either in salad form or cooked form. If they don't like certain vegetables cooked, provide them more of the salad. Now, again, between their lunch and dinner, if the time will be too much, so they need to have about every 2 to 3 hours, they need to have something. The best snack for kids and even for adults is at this time, because the heat is increasing, at this time it can be buttermilk, which is low in fat, but of course very nutritious. So at that time you can provide buttermilk to them, and again after lunch 2 hours you provide them a fruit again, and after 2 hours provide them buttermilk, and then they go for dinner. All right. Bedtime, please make it a habit, because younger kids are easier to catch if you can start them with turmeric milk. And why I'm saying, because I myself raised a son, he's now 16 years, he's a teenager, but at a very young age we develop the habits, like we all would do that, so he will follow. So he is now used to having just the white plain milk, or at times we add turmeric to it. So if you can inculcate that habit in your child, nothing like it, because turmeric is a wonderful herb that originated in India and now being sold all over the world with different names. So this will be an ideal meal for a young child. So there is a question about 9-year-old boys diet. I hope I clarified that question with the earlier question that I took. Ideal diet plan for 13 to 14-year-old boy who is into field sport training. So now, Kavita, I hope you heard what I talked about 5 to 10 years old child. You need to add more to that, because 13 to 14 boy hit growth spurt. Their body starts, either they are shooting in height, so their bones are growing and the muscles are catching up. So the bones growing, and for the muscles growth they need extra amount of protein and calcium, and of course all other minerals. So first thing you need to really increase there is the dairy product. That can be anything in form of milk, buttermilk, curd, anything. All right. So increase, first thing you need to increase is that protein containing food for your son. It's a boy. For your son, you need to increase protein containing food in each meal. Some kind of protein. It can be tofu, it can be egg, it can be any form of non-veg, it can be cheese, it can be lentils, it can be sprouts, any form of protein. But in every meal, make sure you provide him some kind of protein, because at this age that is very, very, very important. This is their growth spurt, plus they're also working out for their sports training. So you need to increase overall calorie intake. If your son is not dealing with any kind of weight issues, if he's not overweight and all that, then by all means please use fat also in his diet. Because if he's working out and he's at a growth phase, we don't want to reduce fat in the diet, because fats are required even for hormones production. So please, whatever he's eating, you need to gradually increase it, and make sure he eats frequent meals. At this time they come up with all their nakras and all that, but please make sure you make the diet interesting enough so he keeps eating for this growth phase. So with that, I would like to thank you all for being attentive listeners and for all those questions. I just try to keep it very practical with very little my bookish knowledge and the scientific knowledge, because I know in this hour of time when we don't even have all the ingredients available for the diet, you need to do away with whatever is available there. So please take good care of your health, keep eating well, and remember to sleep well, please. Gadgets time reduce, and please sleep well. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Bye.